And he's telling me I bought this property from him legally. And now he's threatening me with a gun. So put the gun back up, Gene. Put your gun away, Gene. Put your gun away. This is my property, Gene. You have until the 15th. Here's the contract so everybody sees. If this guy shoots me dead, you'll see. So I came by to settle up this remaining contract with you to figure out how you'd like this remaining payment, which is to be paid. So would you put the gun away? Put the gun away, Gene. You're going to jail for pulling that gun out on me. There's no threat to you, Gene. I knocked on the door to talk with the residents, and you went and got your gun. And you have a gun in your hand.
I told you to stay away from the door, and you approached it anyway.
Because I have to talk. You didn't tell me to stay away from the door. I went and knocked on the door, and then you went and got your gun, Gene. I have a witness, remember, right there? So, Gene, go put your gun up now. You can't threaten me with a gun. Put your gun up now, Gene. Nobody's defending me. I'm not armed. You know I don't have a gun, Gene. I'm trying to figure out why there's people living in the residence. Look, guys, it says that Gene Gaber will exit the residence. I agree to exit the residence by June 15th. There's the contract right there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and make sure we do this legally. And now we're doing this live. So I'm doing all this live. It's being recorded. So go ahead, Gene. We'll go ahead. I'll go ahead and not contact the law that you just pulled your gun out on me. So you're going to be leaving this property either way. You're going to go spend some time in jail. You don't pull out a gun on anybody, Gene. Remember that?
I didn't pull a gun on you.
You didn't pull a gun on me?
No.
What was that? What did I just get? What did you just pull out, Gene? Are you going to lie to me? You didn't have a gun in your hand?
I put my gun in my hand in case you entered my house without my...
I just knocked on the door. You didn't say anything. Remember, I have a witness that I knocked on the door and then you went and got your... Because you have James and D staying here on the property. Guys, look, he had James and D come stay here when he's supposed to be exiting the property by the 15th. So this is a legal binding contract. You have 3 days, Gene Gaber, to get off this property by this contract. If you're not off here, I will get law enforcement involved, which I don't want to get involved. Okay? So
I'm getting them involved right now because I told you to leave.
Okay, well, you better plan on going to jail because you pulled a gun on me, Gene. I hang up that phone. All right, Gene, go ahead. Go to jail. Call the cops on yourself, Gene. Okay? I'm going to stay here. I'm not going to exit. I'll wait until they get here.
I need a sheriff out at 57590.
All right, I'm live streaming this, guys, so. Did you witness and pull the gun out on me? Okay. Gene, you pulled a gun out on me. You better stop, man. Yeah.
You approached my door after I told you not to.
You didn't tell me not to, Gene. I went and asked because I know the resident, so I wasn't even moving in your direction. So go ahead and let the cops come out here. You're going to jail for pulling a gun out on me, Gene. This is my property. I have the paperwork right here, so the cops can come look at it if you'd like. You pulled a gun on me, Gene. You pulled a gun on me, Gene Gaber. You pulled a gun on me. What, would you tell the cops you pulled a gun without even going in your direction?
I'm not gonna.
Yeah, so you're going to jail, Gene. That was not a smart move, man. I have a witness with me. You're an idiot, Gene. You're being foolish, dude. You sign a contract, you got to keep your word, man. And you got it because I got paperwork on it, Gene. I have paperwork. Remember, we doubled this paperwork up. We revised it. So go ahead and send the law out here so we can do this now. You're the one who's going to jail because you pulled a gun on me, Gene. That was a stupid move. I have my back at you, Gene. And you pulled a gun. You went there and knocked on the door to ask who the residents. You went and got your gun and then said, don't go towards that door. Don't go in the door. So that's what you said, and I got witness. I'm recording this, Gene. You're all being live streamed, so you know.
For violence.
I'm not being violent. I made no threat to you.
I'm disabled.
I made no threat to you, Gene.
Look, I cannot talk to them and talk to you.
Okay, we'll wait till they get here. You can let them know I'll be at the edge of your property. No, it's my property. I have the paperwork that says that you sold this property to me. I sell my property. Okay, it's right here. I got paperwork, remember? It's signed. I'm not doing anything illegal. I came over here to talk to you, Gene, about this contract, about you being out of here in 3 days.
I have my pistol.
You pulled a gun on me without making any threat of violence at all.
I don't know, but he's has an extensive history for violence, and he's sitting here yelling at me. I'm disabled.
Oh, you're going to use your disabled, Gene. Okay, I'm at the property. They want to come talk to me, okay? You're going to jail, Gene. You pulled a gun on me, Gene. I have a witness. You pulled a gun on me. The best thing you could do is let them know that everything's okay and you're going to honor this contract, okay? Gene, you pulled a gun on me, and you know you did. I have a witness with here. That's why I brought a witness with me, Gene, because I'm not foolish. You went and pulled your fucking gun on me. That was stupid to do. You guys, I'm out here at this property, which I purchased from this gentleman, and now I'm recording it, and I ran into somebody at the store that said they were living at this property. Now, he's supposed to exit the property on the 15th. Now, I went and knocked on the door. I had my back to him, and he went and got the gun, and then he tells me to get away from the door with a gun. And now he's telling the cops that he's disabled, and that I wasn't even facing his direction. I was only knocking on the door. I wasn't even reaching for the door handle. So this guy's going to go to jail now for pulling a gun on me. I didn't threaten him. I was trying to figure out when he's going to leave the residence, because it says right there, I agree to exit the residence by June 15th of 2025. It's 3 days. So I'm coming to make contact with him. This is actually my property legally. And he says, oh, I'm not selling you the property. Here it is. Here's the paperwork. Signed by him. Gene Gaber. There it is. So a little bit of semantics here, and he goes and gets his gun. So this is it, guys. I mean, this guy could have shot me dead right there for no reason. I wasn't making any threats, so he's going to call the cops on me. So I'm going to go ahead and stay here until the cops show up. And well, actually, let's go here to the edge so there's no issues here. Let's pull up to the edge of my residence. See, I, Gene Gaber, sell my property to Tracy Werner. Yeah, there it is. It's all there on paperwork. I'm smart enough to get paperwork. I'm smart enough to not get screwed. So the guy, oh, I'm not selling you my property. He's had months to get out of here. He's had months, and now he's telling people that I'm violent and he's disabled and he's playing the disabled card. So nobody threatened him. No threat of violence, okay? Get over here on the road. Get off his property, right? No, it's mine, but just so we don't have any issues. You can back in right there. You can, put your ass in right there. Thank you. That's why I brought a witness with me. The guy to pull out a gun on me was childish. And now he's going to end up going to jail because I brought a witness. He pulled the gun out and threatened me to shoot me. I mean, this is ridiculous. The guy enters a contract with me. I already gave him a down payment. I'm coming to talk about, what to do. And I go up to the local store, and one of these people are saying they're living at his residence. No, it's my residence. So if he's supposed to be out of here by the 15th, I agree to exit the residence by June 15, 2025. Then why is it an issue to come and check on my property to see? And then when I go up to the store, there's 2 more people now living on this property. Why would he have people move in? He took rent money from them. He's already taken a down payment from me. So this is a legal binding contract. So Gene Gaber is going to go to jail today for pulling a gun out on me. There was no threat to him, and I have witness. Like I said, I walked over to the door after telling him, okay, well, no, I've got to figure out, I came to talk to you, and now I'm going to figure out what's going on with these people inside the residence. And knocked, because I know it's James. I already talked to him. Andy, I know these people. Remember, I already talked to Kevin. So this guy's an idiot. I probably should have live streamed it from the beginning, but that's okay. What a fool to sit there and pull a gun out on me. So now he's going to go to jail. You can't pull a gun out on me. I didn't threaten him. I made no threat. I walked up to the door and knocked on the door to see and asked him, what is going on with the residents? I need to deal with them. You've been given notice. You got to be off the property. Here's what you signed. Now I got to go talk to these people, which I know. And he pulls out his gun with my back to him. And now he's going to lie to the cops and tell the cops that I wasn't even facing him and I made no threat to him. So his threat to me by pulling a gun, he's not protecting himself. And then he pulls the, I got a disability with the cops. I mean, come on, man. So you enter a contract with somebody. It's legal and binding. I have it right here. We even revised it. We went and typed all this up, was typed up at the local Lake County Public Library. The lady, he was very, like I said, she made everything. We made revisions to make sure it was totally covered. Like I pay all the further agreed to pay the taxes on the property, no early payout penalty. I mean, I made sure it's a contract. It's signed. It's legal and binding. So he's not going to get out of it. And then to pull a gun on me. So I'm at 57590, which is my property. It says I sell my property to Tracy Werner. Right there. I sell my property. So he's not going to get out of this to pull a gun. That was a stupid move. I knew he was going to do that. I mean, as far, I didn't know the gun incident, but I knew that he just wasn't going to. Why would he move people in here, man? he doesn't have a good intent. So you're going to go to jail, Gene. That was a stupid move to pull a gun on me, man. Yeah, you are. You pulled a gun on me. I got a witness, and I wasn't even facing you. So yeah, you did. You pulled a gun on me, and you threatened it. So you're going to go to jail. That was a stupid move, man. You have a contract. I sell my property to Tracy Werner. So please leave me alone. Stop harassing me. Go inside. The cops are going to show up here soon. This is my property. In 3 days, you're going to have to exit the property, Gene. Why you bring people in here when you knew you had to be off the property? Look, right there, guys. Right there. So everybody sees. You signed it, Gene. I sell my property. You have to be out by the 15th, and you move more people in. That's pretty shitty, Gene. If you're supposed to be exiting the property, why would you be moving more people in? It's my property. I sell my property to Tracy Werner. So you're going to go to jail. You shouldn't have pulled a gun on me. You could have just talked to me, because that's all I was doing was talking to you. So pulling the gun and threatening to shoot me was unnecessary, Gene. And that's going to be why you end up in some shiny bracelets. You pulled out a fucking gun and said you're going to shoot me, Gene. And I got a witness right here. Gene, and nobody was threatening you. I was just talking to you about when you were going to exit the residence and why you had other people inside this residence that's my property legally and taking rent from people. So you're going to go to jail, Gene. If they don't take you to jail, that's bad police work. Can you pull a gun out on somebody? You don't have to have it notarized, okay? Even a notary doesn't make it's a legal binding contract. That's going to help it, but this is he got a copy, I got a copy, okay? You're not going to get out of this. And yes, I could have had it notarized, but I didn't, okay? It's not going to change anything. It was drawn up on paper. It covers the taxes. It covers the, down payment. It covers future payments. It's all paper. It's all legal binding. It's not some kind of, you don't just pull a gun on somebody. So, that was a stupid move. He grabs his gun and I go live, and then he puts it and tucks it behind his, the side of his body as he had that thing, pulled it out, and I'm going to shoot you. And all I did was knock on the door because there's more people living in the residence that he's supposed to be vacating in 3 days. And I have the paperwork right here. I agree to exit the residence by June 5th of 2025. Okay. That gives me the remaining $500 payments starting June 15th. So I needed to talk to him about the payment as well. And he's going to pull a gun on me. So anyways, obviously I didn't pull the gun out, or I didn't get the live stream out when he had the gun pointed at me. As soon as I went live, he tucked that thing behind him, but he still had it. And then he went and put it away when I told him it was unnecessary. And, his threat of gun to kill me because I'm knocking on the door. See, there's somebody in this residence right now, 2 people, and I know them. And I already talked to them earlier before I came here. I'm like, oh, you're staying with him. Well, that's my residence. I had the paperwork for it. I purchased it on paper. I have all the, and then I come over here to talk to him about it, and he pulls a gun on me. So that's stupid, and these cops don't like me. I don't give a shit. They still need to do their damn job. So I got a witness, I'm going to stay here. I'm not going to go run and make them come over to my house because they know where I live. I'm going to stay right here. I'm not on the property, so I'm not causing a threat. I never was threatening him in any way for him to pull out a gun and threaten to shoot me. All I said is, okay, Gene, well, I need to figure out what's going on with these people because I even told him earlier, well, I'll make an agreement with them. Maybe they can say, but I need him out of here because this is the weather. I need to start cleaning. The inside of this house is unbelievably just a wreck. I mean, it is just piles of stuff inside the house. That's okay. I don't care. I was his friend. I didn't care what his house looked like, but I purchased it. Now it's mine. I have the paperwork to boot for it. And now he's going to pull out a gun because I'm going to show up and said, hey, okay, I need to figure out this payment. There's another payment needs coming. It's all written up. On the 15th, it's a very important day. 3 days from now, he's supposed to receive, the remaining $7,000. There's a first payment on that date. It's important. I come talk to him. He's had no communication with me. So I'm being reasonable. To pull out a gun is going to end up landing this guy in jail. And if the cops don't arrest him in Lake County, they're crooked. And I'll tell them that. You'll see me tell them that to their face. So I don't like the cops in this town. They don't do a very good job. They're not very good cops. They're not going to be very. And I told that. Don't call. Like I said, let's deal with this. Nope, he didn't want to hear it. It's not. This is my house. I'm like, no, wait a minute, Gene. Let's talk about this. Here's the paperwork. I showed him the paperwork. You don't want to look at it. So there's paperwork on it. And actually, it says in this paperwork that this is supposed to be moved. You know what I'm saying? this should be moved. I have, look, it says the Mallard trailer, which is already supposed to be moved. Okay, the Mallard trailer, which I will remove by June 15th. So that Mallard trailer, if it's not moved by June 15th, is mine. So this guy's got to go, man. He's not doing anything. And like I said, he didn't do anything but sit in there, play video games all day. And, you know, this agreement was that he was going to purchase this property, or I was going to purchase this property, and he was going to go get some kind of boat or something. That's why he bought that trailer, so he can get out of here. He told me 100 times he don't care about this house. His mom was living there, and, you know, he came to help his mom out. He wasn't even from here. So I've got all the paperwork to boot. I'm not a foolish man, and, you know, I have paperwork to go with it. So maybe the neighbors will be a little bit more happy. Again, I'm not keeping up with the Joneses, that the guy will pick up his stinking trash in the yard, just the basic stuff that would, you know, and again, I don't care what people's house look like, but like this here, this stuff falling down. The neighbors got to look at this stuff. And I don't care about the Joneses, but still, you know, you can't even just do the basics, but he'll sit in there all day long and play video games, you know? So I don't know why he'd sit there and threaten to come out with a gun. This ain't Call of Duty, man. You can't just pull a gun on somebody. So he should probably be writing down some telephone numbers and plan on going to jail. So I'm going to stay live when the cops get here. I don't know how long it'll take them to show up. You know, it's a good thing I brought a witness with me. Always have a witness and always film the police, guys, your interactions with law enforcement, you know. So let's see what my battery is, 35%. So we have enough battery to keep going. Dude, you're talking in circles. Okay, well, you can leave. Yeah, I'm repeating myself for evidentiary purposes. You know, a discovery of right of suppression, that, you know, the right of discovery and suppression of evidence. This is evidence. So if you don't like it, yeah, I'm repeating my evidence. You can go somewhere else, hang out in some other stream. This is a real deal. I purchased this property for the ministry. Okay, this property was purchased for the ministry so that we can continue put the freeze dryer in here and have a power source. So he sold it to me. It's sold on paper. It doesn't matter. It's a done deal. It's a contract, and I'm going to make sure that the contract is honored. So he's got 3 days to exit this from the residence, or it becomes mine. That's what it says. I made that very clear. Okay. Anything that's left on the property, made it very clear, because he wants to go out on the road and go get a boat, you know, and go sail, you know, and that's what he wanted to do. And I was helping him out by doing this. And I've already tried to help him out before, but we couldn't come to terms. This time we came to terms and we wrote it all down. Like I said, we went up and we made some revisions. You know, he has a copy of it. It's signed. I have a copy of it. It's signed. And so he's not going to get away with this. And like I said, the best thing he could probably do right now is go pack up his stuff and let the people know inside. I'm going to jail, man. I just pulled out a gun on somebody without even making any threat to me. I didn't threaten him with violence. I walked away from him and went and knocked on the door and said, I'm going to go, you know, find it and talk to the people inside about, you know, and I know who they are. I know who these people are. I already talked to him. So I have a backstory. You know what I'm saying? I have already went and talked to James and Dee. These are people I've known for 10 years out here. I think, well, cool. At least it's somebody I know, not some random person. I'm going to go talk to them. So when I was done talking to Gene, said, all right, Gene, no matter, I got the paperwork. I'll come back with law enforcement. When I told him I'd come back with law enforcement, that's when he got the guns. So, well, this is not this little teeny tiny town, and these cops don't like me. So I don't think they're just going to run right out here. Okay. So, your name is stupid, by the way. You're a racist pig. Get out of my chat. I'm a veteran. I don't like racists. So I don't do racism. So you can take don't judge a book by the cover. You'll know by the fruit. So anyways, this is purchased for the ministry. I didn't even buy it for me. I bought it to donate it to the ministry. So he's going to have to get out. That's, you know, like I said, I even talked to the person that's living inside this residence, you know, and said, hey, what are we going to do? Because, you know, this is my property and I already purchased for him. And he didn't even say anything to him. So he didn't even tell these people, you know, he didn't even tell them. All right, here we go. Lake County Sheriff's, and all people, it would be Josh Buzzle or Bezel. He pulled a gun on me. I want him arrested. You don't do your job again, Josh, we're gonna have issues. It's not capital letter name too, by the way. Remember, I still have evidence on you, Josh. This is the guy who filed retaliatory charges against me because I said he's he's going to try to arrest me, guys. Watch. He'll try to arrest me, but I made no threat. I have witness. He pulled a gun. I got paperwork. So this is the guy, guys, that I have evidence that he's been going on other people's property, and he turned around and filed retaliatory charges against me. So I told you I'm not going to be nice to them. So I have the paperwork. If he'll do his job just like a cop, he won't have no problems. Let's see if he'll do his job. So his name is Josh Bezel. And if he gives me any hard time, I'm going to call a supervisor out here. I'm not going to deal with it. So I got paperwork. Remember, if he's doing his job like a job, because we're live streaming, we're doing it live like we always do. We're live streaming. He's going to come up here with lights and sirens. Who do you think he's concerned about? Do you think he's concerned about my safety? You think he's concerned about my safety with these, well, no sirens, but lights? I mean, yeah, he pulled a gun. So is he carrying? Did he come up and ask me anything? So we'll see. Like I said, we'll see if these cops do their job. They don't do their job very well in Lake County. So I got the paperwork on it. Like I got evidence against that cop right there that he's been going on people's properties without a warrant and entering their property without a warrant. I have evidence on him, and he turned around and filed retaliatory charges of targeting me back with harassment, because I'd asked him about my son's 180 hours, in Lake County, and told him, you guys know where my son's at. So I got the paperwork to boot. So like I said, I spoke with James, and James didn't say anything about Gene saying that he wasn't supposed to be exiting the residence by the 15th. So we'll see if this cop does his job and puts that man in shiny bracelets, because you can't pull a gun on somebody. There was no threat of violence like what the state troopers did to me. There was no threat of violence, and look what they ended up doing to me. So he knows I don't have a gun. I don't have a gun. I don't have a gun, but he went to his gun when I knocked on the door. So let's see what his story is, if he can keep his story straight. Remember, I brought a witness with me. So I have witness, not just me out here. So there's paperwork. Nothing illegal has been done by me. And he went out there and pulled a gun out on me. So why he's not being arrested immediately? He's the one with the gun. Put some bracelets on him. He threatened me. You got lights on. Put him in handcuffs and assess the situation for everybody's safety. Do your job, pig. I mean, hell, he's got a gun. He's not going to come over here and ask me nothing. He's going to go to the guy with the gun. Don't you go to somebody who's actually, he called, obviously. But remember, it wasn't until I went and knocked on the door to check. See, there's Dee. I known this lady. I've known her for 10 years. Why would he move these people in here? Okay. Why would he move these people in here when he was supposed to be out of here by the 15th? Sorry for the shakiness. What's going on with that? So, yeah, I know. They're bad cops. It's a bad cop right here. That's not a good cop. So of all cops they had to send out, it's going to be this guy. But there was no threat made to him. I didn't threaten him. He threatened me with a gun. So he's going to be going to jail. You'll know, guys, you have evidence that if Lake County Sheriff's Office does not put him in handcuffs and arrest him, he threatened me to shoot me. He threatened to shoot me. And I was not doing anything but knocking on the door to see that's Dee and James, what I spoke about. And James said, no, he didn't tell me that you'd bought the house. I'm like, well, James, we'll deal with it. I'll come over there. I'll work something out with you. I even told James, I'd get James in here, said, well, I'll let him stay here for $350 a month. He can plug in. I owe him $500 and he can give me $150. Or I'll come let him stay out on my property for 90 days. No charge, because I walked up to him and said, dude, I don't want to lose your friendship over this, man. That's the very first thing I said. And I have witness. I don't want to lose your friendship over this, man. Come on, we got a contract. Let's honor this. Nope, he's not going to honor anything. So can I ask you why he's not in handcuffs for the safety of everybody involved, Josh? Why is that man not in handcuffs? He pulled a gun on me. Would you like to look at the paperwork that I have? I bought these on my property. I hope you do your job here. We got a history. Let's put that to the side, okay? Can we put our history to the side?
All right, so tell me what's going on.
Well, I showed up. I, Gene Gaber, sell my property to Tracy Werner. I've already given him a down payment. He agrees to exit the residence by June 15th. He's got copies of this. He's supposed to be out of here in 3 days. I just came over here to talk to him, Josh. That's it. See, I owe him money and payments, and he's supposed to be out of here. That's supposed to be out of here by the 15th. It's all signed.
Chain code 4.
I didn't come over here. He pulled a gun on me when I walked to the door because I talked to James in the store. When I came before over here, went and had a pizza, got a pizza, talked to James. James like, hey, well, I'm staying over at Gene's house. I'm like, really? See, Gene didn't tell me. Why is he moving people in here when he's supposed to be out by the 15th? So it's all legal.
Here's the deal. That has happened notarized or any of that through the court system.
It's a legal binding contract, okay?
So you're going to have to figure out with a lawyer.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
But it is my property.
As for now, until you get that all figured out, this is his residence. He pulled a firearm because he was afraid for his
But nobody was threatening him. So why is he not being arrested? Josh Bears, please go arrest him immediately. I want to press charges against him for pulling a gun against me. He's being recorded, guys. Look, he didn't go over there.
Tracy, just stop and listen.
Okay.
Listen. Okay. So here's the deal.
That's a you ever seen the channel Here's the Deal? It's a YouTube channel. What's with the Here's the Deal? There's no deal.
Listen.
Do what's legally and lawfully correct, okay? Do what's lawfully and legal correct.
You're trespassing from this property. Okay? He's asking me to trespass you from the property. He said that the deal is not on the paperwork, is not legal and valid. I don't deal with that. That's a civil matter between you and him.
Okay, I'd like him arrested for pulling a gun on me.
He can pull a gun on his own property for fear of his life. Did he point the firearm at you?
Yes, he did.
He told me he never did.
Okay, well, yes, he did. And he said he was going to kill me.
He said he's going to kill you.
He said he would shoot me if I went and knocked on the door. Actually, I was already knocking on the door.
Why were you knocking on his door?
To talk to Dee and to James.
You have no right to do that.
Yes, I did. I already talked to James down here and said I was going to come talk to him. Yes, I do. I have every right to talk to them. It says on this paperwork, it says that he would exit the building by the 15th. So if there's people staying in here, I have the right to talk to him.
What's today?
I'm here to talk to him. He hasn't had any contact. So I will be contacting you guys to remove him off the property on the 15th.
You're going to have to come with legal documentation from the courts to do that.
Okay, I will. I'll go do it. I'll file a report today and I'll have him removed. But I want to know once again why you're not doing your job. He pulled a gun on me, Josh. You can't pull a gun. I didn't threaten him. I wasn't even facing in his direction until I turned around and he had the gun out pointed at me, okay? What are you going to do about that, Josh?
We're going to figure it out.
Okay, I want him arrested.
So here's the deal. You don't tell me what to do. Okay?
You work for me.
I do not. How do I work for you?
Because you're taxpayer funded.
I pay taxes.
Well, sure. Everybody's paying your salary. So you work for the people. You took a note to the Constitution, correct?
So listen up.
Did you take a note to the Constitution?
I took a note.
So defend the Constitution then. I have the right to be secure in my house's papers, persons, effects. If somebody pulls a weapon on me and I've not threatened him, that's a crime.
You're on his property beating.
This is my property and he didn't beat on the door. I tapped on the door.
You just told me you were knocking on his door.
I knocked on the residence door that I own.
We're done.
I, Tracy Werner, right, and then sold this property. So here we go. So why is he not being arrested?
From this point forward, you're trespassing the property.
Okay, that's fine, but I want him arrested. And once again, I'm going to document that you're not doing your job as Lake County Sheriff's officers.
On his own property.
It's my property. He sold it to me.
That's in my. You have to show me legal documentation from the courts that you own this property.
Okay, whatever. He still pulled a weapon on me, which is illegal. I was not threatening him. That threatens my right of my Fourth Amendment. He violated my Fourth Amendment. Go arrest him now, or please leave, and I'm leaving, and this is done. Thank you for your time. You can exit. You're done. I'm done with you. I tell you what to do because you work for me. Can you please leave?
Tell me what to do.
Well, you're going to have to do your job, Josh.
Okay.
Remember, I still have evidence against you, Josh.
I'm glad you do.
We still have an open case.
Against me?
Yeah, Josh, you're going to be part of that case. Remember, you were the one bragging down at the lodge about how you guys got to come out and wreck this constitutionalist.
When was that?
Do you remember, Josh, that they shot me in the face? I got hit in the head with a grenade.
Was I there?
Have you watched that? Did you know? But you were bragging up at the lodge.
I had no idea that didn't go on down until like 3 days afterwards. I wasn't even around.
Well, how come everybody in town says that you were there?
I wasn't there.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's what they said. And I had somebody say that. And that's why I didn't, because I didn't think it was right. That, remember, I contacted you in town and said, can you tell me right now where my son is?
I have no idea where your son is.
Well, do you know that I'm going to be filing a mystery and portions report? And you're involved in that because I went to you and said, Josh, where's my son?
Give me your
Remember?
correct spelling of your first name.
I don't answer questions. You know my name, Josh.
I just want to make sure I have the correct spelling. Werner.
What part of I don't answer questions do you not understand? If you don't want to do your job, Josh, then why in the hell am I going to give you any information? So, Josh, stop being...
Look up in our system.
Okay, Josh,
You are officially trespassing this property.
and I want you to officially know that I'm going to find out what's going to happen when my son's 180 hours get brought up to light, and then he did those, and then did 130 more, and you guys still haven't done any investigation on my son's 180 hours. And there's an open case, Josh.
Good to go, right?
What about my son's 180 hours? Remember, you got a kid, so you failed to do your job. You didn't arrest him when he pulled a gun on me. You're a failure and a tyrant. Pig is what you are. Tyrant. So, all right, thank you for being a witness. Fuck you, you fucking loser, man.
Dude.
What a loser. A guy's going to take my money, move it, and again, move other people into my house.
Yeah, Gene's a fucking cop lover.
Look at that. I sell my property to Tracy Werner.
Never squelched on a deal. Sure.
So,
Whatever.
what a loser pig. I got evidence on that cop, guys. That cop's going to go to prison. So remember, those cops work for you. Don't let them tell you, here's the deal. Here's the deal. That's a YouTube channel. So, what a loser. No, seriously. To sit there and he's collecting. He collected money for me, and now he's moving more people in there. I mean, come on. And then Josh's going to go over there and kiss his ass. What a loser pig. What a loser pig. If you don't know, I do First Amendment audits. Obviously, I hold these cop pigs accountable. What's your name? What the fuck would he ask my name for? After all that, why would he ask for my name? He looked at the paperwork. It says it right there on the paperwork. You know what I'm saying? What a stupid pig that is. So, anyways, audit your cop pigs because they're tyrants. As I said, they don't do their job. I knew he wasn't going to do his job. You can imagine if I would have pulled a gun out on Gene. Where would I be right now? Yeah, shiny bracelets, boys. So,
Lake County right now.
yep, I'd be on my way to Lake County. What a loser pig that is. So, all right, we'll keep this going for a minute. I got to go run to the post office. Somebody said something from the ministry. Thanks for going with me, man, being a witness to that. So you'll have to be accountable. I mean, I have the paperwork says he's not supposed to, whatever. It's a legal binding contract, so it is what it is. Like I said, I'm not gonna sit there and fight over shiny dirt, or any kind of dirt for that sake. So, but that's not very, like I said, taking advantage of people, man. Sitting there and collecting money for rent for that place when he's supposed to be out of there in 3 days. So, like I said, I'm glad. How the fuck could he pull a gun out like that? What a fucking, why would he pull a gun? I wasn't threatening him. I just went and knocked on the door. I said, okay, I'm done with you. I'm gonna go talk to them. I'm gonna go figure out what's going on. And then he pulls his gun out and he gets away with it. So I just had a gun pulled on me. Remember the property that I bought? The guy's backing out and saying he didn't sell it to me when I have all the paperwork. And so he pulled a gun on me. And so he called the cops. So I sat there off the property and waited for Josh Headlight Bezel to come, call him out as the pig that he is, because he didn't even arrest Gene. I guarantee if I'd have pulled a gun on somebody, I'd be going to Lake County Jail right now. So now he's going to trespass me from my own property that's mine. So I have the paperwork that says he sold it to me. So we're going to go right now to the post office there, lady in red, and go grab that package here. I think I was too nice, man. I think it was too nice. So we're live in it. We do it live here. We're doing it live on the backup channel. So they can't do much when you're live. You know that, right? Can't act like a tyrant pig. All right, here's the CV post office, Christmas Valley post office, out here in the high desert. So we'll just leave you. I'll leave you right there. What could you get a look at here? Now you get to look at the top of this Toyota. You asked for it. Hello. I can't get over that, dude. What's your name? The dude asked me my stinking name. Why would he ask me my name? All right, there you go, lady in red. It made it. I'm probably going to wait till I get home to open this up. So thank you, followers and subscribers of the channel. Lady in red has been sent this. Wow, that's a lot of money for postage. So, okay, what else we got to do here? You, stop by Dollar General and all, or
Yeah. Get some nanobites.
get some sugar nanobites. So, all right, guys. So again, you know, cops come and don't do shit. Lake County Sheriff's got to be the most thuggish sheriff's office in all of the state and all of this corporation. So, thank you, Father, for not letting that stupid tyrant pig arrest me. And for any reason, or Kevin too, get us both hemmed up. Thanks for keeping us out of the rape cage. And yeah, what a piece of shit that Gene is, man, to sit there and steal my money, bring more people into that house when he was supposed to be exiting the property. So guess what? Father pours out a just measure. I seek no vengeance. He did the same thing. He's going to kick me off my own fucking property. Isn't that funny? This is America. I have a contract. He entered a contract with me. The cops come and they kick me the fuck off my own property. That I have paperwork saying that it's mine, that I've already entered in. Look at that freaking beautiful Tacoma right there, boys. Whoa, that's sexy. Hold on. Look at this turd right here. Now that's a turd right there. I call that ISIS beige. You remember all the ISIS, they got all the Rangers were supposed to get this, the Army Rangers, and they were given over to the ISIS, and they ended up rubbing all that desert sand on the white vehicles. They weren't even painted beige. Most of them just had that coating of dust, and they wetted them and then sprayed them down, and they turned them. I call that ISIS beige. So, all right, let's go into $5 General here, and we'll see if they kick us out for recording. Probably not. I don't know if they will or not.
Are you locked in?
All right. It's taped up like Fort Knox. No, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how to do it. I'll figure it out. Like I said, I bought the property, and you know I have to payment. Isn't that crazy? You go. You pay for a property. You go call the people out, and then they call the cops, and then they end up threatening you that's my property. I have paperwork on it. So stupid pigs and late tyrants, absolute tyrants. So we're gonna go into Dollar General. We're doing it live. We're in $5 General. All right, we're in the $5 general here. No, they told them they trespassed me from the property that I bought. Isn't that the beautiful thing about this country? Isn't that amazing that they can sit there? There we go. Good call there. Thank you. So, but anyways, that's the state of this union right now. You can show up with all the paperwork to boot, and they'll still throw you off your own property. But like I said, we probably have the most corrupt sheriff's office in all of the nation. So there's no such thing as a good cop. Remember that.
Lincoln County has the most corrupt sheriff's office.
Who? Lincoln?
Lincoln County.
But remember what they get away with out here, though. They get away with. Remember, Elijah is missing, and Adriana is missing.
Haven't heard.
They're gone. They're gone.
Haven't heard nothing.
They're gone. And I called Josh Bezel on it, and then he turned out and charged me with harassing and menacing the police. And they came and took my Second Amendment right from me. So now I only have a First Amendment right, so I have to apply that. So anyway, I bought Gene Gaber's house from him. I have it all on paperwork. I went over there. He's supposed to be off the property in 3 days. He pulls a gun out on me. And then calls the cops on me, and then they don't arrest him, and he pulled the gun on me and threatened me. See? Anyways, that's one of the locals that's had to deal with these guys, you know, for years. So they're known. He said there's other counties. He said Lincoln County, if I'm not mistaken. That's over on the I-5 corridor, isn't it? Over off the I-5 corridor. No, that's by the coast. Yeah, that's over off the coastline, Lincoln City. So anyways, they're all... Isn't that crazy? And that property was bought for the ministry, guys. I bought that property for the ministry. I didn't buy it for me. So I just got trespassed off my own property. Isn't that crazy? The guy pulls a gun at me, and I have all the paperwork to boot. I already gave him the money. Like I said, I'm just settling up on payments, and then he turns around and files. Oh, wow. Hey, coffee. I got to get some coffee. I wonder if they've got any black silk. Black silk.
Did he bring in the frozen yet?
I don't see any more. Oh, pardon me.
Go ahead and do that. I got this.
There might be some more coffees coming out. I don't know. I don't think so. I think you get what you get. So.
Yeah, go ahead.
Isn't that kind of silly how that went down? I show up with all the paperwork, say, this is my house. This guy's got to be out of here in 3 days. And then they trespassed me from my own property. America, boys, America. Land of the sheep and home of the slaves. Oh. All right, we got classic roast, breakfast blend. Let's go with the breakfast blend. We're gonna do some coffees. And classic's good, huh? Get a classic roast. I'm a classic man. You know me, I'm a young OG, I'm a classic man. Oh, that's not what it says, man. Let's get some Parmesan cheese. There, let's get some cheese, too. Some queso. Actually, I got some cheese. But we better grab one more. One more for the road. How are we doing on battery here? Yeah, we're good. We got 22%. We're good. All right. It's on sale. We're having a celebration. Celebrate good times. Come on. I used to drink this cream. Oh, pardon me, sir. But this stuff is loaded with corn syrup, man. It tastes so good, but it's got corn syrup, and I quit drinking it, and I feel so much better. Oh, it tastes like heaven. It tastes like a carnival in your mouth, actually, but It's got so much corn syrup in it. It's just unbelievable how much, well, it's like drinking a soda without the carbonation, pretty much. But it sure tastes lovely. You guys drink this stuff here? We actually got some condensed milk. That way. So anyways, we're in the largest Dollar General in the state of Oregon. We won't film the employees to give them some anonymity here. But they sure do a fine job, I'm telling you guys. This is the largest Dollar General in the state of Oregon, and I'm telling you, there's nonstop freight that comes into this place. And I've worked and done freight before. I don't think I'd want to have this job because of the corporate stuff that always these guys go through, some of this corporate stuff that makes their job even harder than it already is. So look at these people just unloading this stuff. Oh, let's keep we don't want to show we can show their feet, but we won't show the employee himself. Look. You can't see his face, but look at this stuff. They just never stop bringing this stuff out. They work them like mules here. They do. They don't pay them enough. And look at these floors. Look at these stock shelves. These guys do a good job. Look at all this freight, guys. Holy smokes. These guys never quit. So look at this. All this back here. It's just never ending. Never ending freight. This is the largest Dollar General, though, in the state of Oregon. It's pretty awesome.
Tracy, my retirement will pay me 40%.
You're not getting no retirement here. No, actually, you'll pay them retirement here. So, but anyways, what a job these guys have, though, because the corporate always comes down on them and makes it super hard. This is like a little tiny town out in the middle of the desert, and they stuck the largest Dollar General in the whole state out here because they know, obviously. So this little town is popping. So, but anyways, I'm trying not to film any of the employees to give them some anonymity. Nice enough to let me come bring in here and take a tour of our $5 General. So, but like I said, we won't film the employees. They got all said, look, at every place you ever go, you go to the hardware store to get a spark plug, you got sugar staring at you. Yep. Oh, what do you go to the hardware store for? Maybe you go to the auto parts store. Look at how they have this strategically placed for you. Oh, you're going to get some of that carbonic acids. That's good for you, too. Just look at that. Poison. What flavored poison would you like today? Oh, they're not getting any more of those black lighters. I tell you, Dollar General has the best prices on lighters. You will not find a better price on a lighter than Dollar General. I know I priced them nationally, and definitely the best price on a lighter. $6 crazy glue. Holy smokes. Hey, look at that. Copper top. They got the batteries with the lighters in front of the sugar. Now that's pretty good. Oh, nope, I lied. They got the sugar in front of it. See, they're going to get you every single time. Can you believe look at that. It's $2.50 for a candy bar for a large one. That's a ton of tortilla shells. Yeah, I got lots of tortilla shells at the house. What is your favorite poison flavored candy? I mean, candy flavored poison. It's a big store, though. Look at this. It is a large store, and it does a ton of volume. So, like I said, you might be looking at the most underpaid Dollar General employees in the whole nation. Oh, thank you. All right, we can't film the employees. All right, we'll set you. You gotta look at the roof for a minute. It's rude to be on your phone.
chewing on your ID now.
Yeah, it's supposed to be out of there on the 15th, and I got all the paperwork to do, so I tell him that and Josh, Pilot, Bezel, about
My neighbor.
you too. Hey, how are you? No, I'm just saying.
You don't own any registered or registered.
All the miners use those.
Yeah.
1468.
You're a key with it? Might be invested in anything? We got a decent amount there. Saturday. All right.
Thanks, sir.
Good go, sir.
Oh, I already lost my silver. I lost my silver piece. A buffalo. Yep, another buffalo.
No, can I have these? Hey, Rita. Rita.
Oh,
We can part with a couple of boxes, right?
all right. Cool. All right. I already lost my silver round. What a bummer.
Yeah, that's bad.
Maybe it's in the truck. There's Chewy. There's Choo Choo. There's Choo Choo. Interesting. Green hot sauce. Ah, I wonder what I did with my. Well, good. Don't. Silver piece is different than losing a piece of gold. Let's not lose the gold. Don't lose the gold. Where the hell did I put that silver round? Interesting. Interesting. All right. Good looking at the ground. How we doing on power? 17. All right. We might wrap this thing up here in a minute. Save a little power, a little battery. Huh. Rather interesting. You kids are good kids. You girls are good girls. All right, got one more stop to make, so I'm gonna have to finish this off here, guys, and something happens again or something, we'll go live again. I got one more stop to make before we get out of here. You guys have a good day. I'll talk to you guys for the end of the day. Thanks for witnessing the live stream. Witness the tyrant pigs in Lake County sit there and literally throw me off the property that I have all the paperwork to go with. So anyways, Father crushes me again. Lets the person just walk all over me, but I seek no vengeance. I'm not gonna go back over to Gene's house or my house and mess with them. We'll figure it out. We'll do it legally. And he should have went in jail though. You don't pull a gun on somebody If I'd have done the same thing, I'd have went to jail. I know it. So it is what it is. All glory to Father. I'm not sitting in a shiny bracelets and on my way to Lake County. So all glory to Father, all glory to Shiloh. Welcome to the new age. Whoa.